France are right in there. And then my thoughts are Will North is going to be a team this year that's going to maybe take another step. Yep. I do believe Will North is ready to do that. And then who knows about West Seneca West? When you have
team, yeah.
When you have that kind of a line to work with in front of you, if you can buy your young quarterback some time, we already know he can make the throws.
Oh yeah.
And if they got any kind of running game, West Seneca West might be that team that shakes things up in that A1, and they're going to want to be there at the end, I'm sure. So interesting times for Class A1 and A2. Who shakes out? Who do we see at the stadium? Anybody's guess, but I think if they stay healthy, McKinley and Health Sciences are teams that should get there. Grand Island, though, West Seneca West definitely are going to make some noise.
For sure.
We'll be back.
Division.
Yeah, we're going to be back with the Class B, B1 and 2 after a word from our sponsors.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA, with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics.
For an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs, more information about our Buffalo office is available at logisticsplus.com/Buffalo.
All right, everyone, welcome back here to the Empire State EndZone. Alongside me is Francis Boeck. My name is Jacob Fyock, and we have a plethora of scores that have already happened here in this week 1 of Section 6 high school football. But before we get to that real quick, we do want to thank our sponsors for tonight, one being SUNY Cortland. From your first steps on campus, you'll feel the spirit of Cortland. It's an energy that extends from the classroom to competition to the community. SUNY Cortland stands out as one of New York's top public universities, a medium-sized school that offers academic strength across 68 majors, a high quality of student life, and a degree that pays back graduates. Visit www.cortland.edu to schedule a visit today.
And we're also sponsored by G&G Fitness Equipment. G&G Fitness Equipment is a full-service provider of specialty home and commercial fitness equipment. Since 1990, the G&G Fitness companies have evolved into one of the premier sources of fitness solutions in the United States. Locations in Buffalo, Syracuse, and Rochester. Visit livefit.com.
So, Francis, as we come out of that long break that we had, we've seen a lot of the games that have gone underway. There's been a lot of action we've seen so far, and we want to go ahead and take a look at some of those scores that have been happening across Section 6. A good amount of action we've seen so far, Francis. I'll have you started with, on that left side, Will East, Will South. Will East striked first.
Yeah, we've been following that game, wondering what would happen. I know you were taking a little closer look, but the Flames getting up early over their rivals.
Yeah, it was Anthony Martis to Cameron Houston on a pass touchdown. They are actually heading into the second quarter, and actually, Will South might be looking to respond. They're actually in the red zone right now.
All right, why don't we head over there? That is game number 4 as we look at more of these scores. It's going to be free-flowing, folks. When a team gets in the red zone, we're trying to go, and we'll get back to these scores. You can see them right now on your screen. We're going to talk a little more about these games. Here's a look at that one. We're going to start that up in just a second. You can see 7:16 to go in the second quarter in that one.
And I actually have the game on my laptop, too. It's a little just a bit ahead, but as you see there, Will South picking up that first down. Looked like they're inside, I want to say, the 15-yard line, and just trying to run it up the middle. They've had a lot of success so far when it came to running up the gut. That time they're not successful as the Flames were able to get a good stop there to bring up a 2nd and 10.
All right, looked like a draw play handoff there to number 0, Amir Caesar. We mentioned him during our pregame show. Their leading rusher returns, one of their big returnees this year. runs up the middle on that 2nd and 10. Looked like under center there was Philip Ganji at quarterback. He kind of takes over from that tandem of Cam Colt and Caden Overcamp from last year. Important spot, especially on this Will South team, playing under someone like Coach Licata, who has had a lot of success at that position. Looks like shotgun set on 2nd and 10.
They got one man in motion, being 15. He's got the blocking there. How about that? Will South able to respond, getting a touchdown to go 7-6. We'll see what they do if they go for the PAT or the 2-point try. But a nice drive that I was able to look on YouTube before we came back on air. They were ready to get down the field and score, and I see it on my end, and it looks like we see on our screen as well. They're going to go for the PAT to try and tie this up. I will try to get a look at who scored that touchdown.
Actually, I have it up here.
Got it right there?
Zanke, their big returning receiver from last year. He had 47 catches, 650 yards, 6 touchdowns last year. It looks like he gets his first one of the 2025 season. So first touchdown on the Empire State end zone. We'll see if the extra point's going to go. I know it looks like they're having some connectivity.
I did see someone.
It looks like they did score. So it is 7-7. So we have another tie game, first touchdown on the Empire State end zone here. First ever one, right? Because this is the first episode.
There you go. And, we had a plan coming into this, trying to look at that, the score sheet and then, go into the game.
Actually,
but we already saw that.
Yeah.
But as we were trying to, we saw the red zone chance for Will South. So I'm glad we were able to show that to you guys right away. Will South tying that game up.
Yeah, why don't we show real quick before we forget the Octo Box? This is what I'm really looking forward to. If we can pull it up in a second before we go back to those scores. Where we're showing all of those 8 games going on right now. We did make some changes. Sweet Home Niagara Wheatfield didn't sound like they turned the camera on, so we substituted that with Roy Hart, Barker, and Newfane. Then it's the top left corner of your screen. And then the bottom right, we substituted Medina, Silver Creek, Forestville for Allegheny Limestone at Portville. So, again, we're going to be following all 8 of those games throughout the night. What are you looking at, Jake?
I was going to say that top left side. I didn't know if it looked like they were the red zone at all. Yeah, let's go ahead and check it out. I think you mentioned that was the Newfane game that we that we went ahead and replaced. So Newfane's already up 20-0 on them. 7 minutes to go in the second quarter.
We'll see. It looks like Newfane does have the ball. I wonder if they
I think one was
just
teams
scored. 2 teams going back to their sidelines. What was that? Okay, it looks like they just did the PAT. So 20-0, Newfane just scores. They're going to get ready for the kickoff in that one. So first jump in.
And then real quick, I know we had some of these scores here, so we'll just fly through them real quick. We already mentioned Will East and Newfane. Let's talk about the other ones real quick. Portville is up 7-0 on Allegheny Limestone / Hinsdale. They're up 7-0. Salamanca was up 6-0 on Olean. Depew was up on Dunkirk 7-0. And by the way, those were all still games going on in the first quarter. There might be some that ended and going in the second quarter right now, but these are the updates we have so far. And then the last one that I saw, I believe it was Chautauqua Lake, Westfield Brockton. They're up 9-0 on Tonawanda. Ty Harper's first
that. We just got another update. They're now up 15-0. Landon Bensky with a powerful 12-yard run, including a stiff arm to get to the score. 3:01 left in the first quarter of that game. Brandon Bensky, Chautauqua Lake putting them up over Tonawanda 15-0 with about 3 minutes left in that first quarter. Debut for head coach Ty Parker, who makes the move over from CSB, a state championship winning coach, making the move. So he's off to a good start in his new home.
Yeah, and then I saw on the Octo Box there, we also have Jamestown and Will North as well. I saw it say 21-0, so we did kind of get an update there because on my sheet, they were at 14-0 at the time. But I don't know who got that third touchdown for Jamestown,
Yes.
but it was Alaric Richards who started off the game with a big kickoff return. Chase Bonta on that opening drive gets a rushing touchdown. They stop their opponent, Will North. Second drive, Chase Bonta, second rushing touchdown to go up 14-0. And you said you might have the person who scored that third touchdown for Jamestown?
Yes, I'm trying to get his first name here. It was Thagard. Jericho Thagard gets the last touchdown there. He gets a rushing TD drop, capping off a long drive. 21-0 now. They lead over Williamsville North. Frank says they just closed out the quarter with that, so it looks like they're going to be going into the second with a 3-touchdown lead over Will North.
Oh, so they're not even done with the first quarter. Where they just ended that first quarter?
Close out the third quarter. So
okay, so
I don't know if it means triple zeros or there's only a couple seconds left in the clock. We don't have quite that information.
Okay. But even still, though, I mean, Jamestown, very hot start, going up 21-0 on Will North. Jericho Thadgard having that last touchdown. The 5'7" senior making a big play for the red and green.
All right, 2 more scoring updates from our friend Gregory Larson. Cole Zatzer finding Tyler Freiling for a 6-yard touchdown. Depew is up 13-0 over Dunkirk. Looks like that one is now in the second quarter. And then it looks like Grand Island's in the red zone, so why don't we head over there? That's game number 5. Jake, I think you have that rosters.
Yeah, that is, I believe, I want to say that's Iroquois going up against Grand Island. Running that right up the left side, getting it inside the 10-yard line. You can see the screen on there, too. 8 counting to go in the quarter. 22-0. Grand Island up on Iroquois.
I did not see that coming. I mean, we didn't know what Grand Island had, but I didn't think the offense led by Justice Kleitz would be having 0 points right now. So that is kind of a surprise to me, and you can see Grand Island on the doorstep of getting a 4th touchdown. This would be a huge win for the Vikings in their first week. Looks like they're in the second quarter. You can see that scoreboard kind of on the left side of your screen. That's what they give us. If we could make it bigger and better, we could, but that's kind of what they give us. But you get a snap here. It looks like it's second down. Hand off to the left side.
And they just got in.
Yeah.
That looked like to be 17. I'm sorry if I mispronounce this right, but Nick Court, the senior, getting that rushing touchdown, and just like that, 29. Let's say they're 29-0 now, 7:59 to go. Believe it, they're in the second quarter right now. But hey, home field advantage week 1. You're trying to make a statement, and right now Grand Island's doing that against Iroquois.
Yeah, they certainly are right now against a very good team, as we mentioned. So we'll see. Going to go for 2 here. Try to go up by another score. After this, we'll head to Will East, Will South. QB under center, handoff to the left side. And 2-point conversion is good. Grand Island is going to take a 29th lead. Let's head over to Williamsville East, where it sounds like the Flames just scored. Oh, they're on the 1, so we'll stay here with that game. Looks like number 11. That's my game, so let me pull up the roster here. Joe Santoro looks like he made the play along the sideline, got his team around the 1-yard line. So Williamsville East looking to retake the lead against their rival.
And it looks like they actually someone called timeout. So it is 7-7 there, Will South and Will East. And that was the game where we came out of that break. Will South was on their way in scoring, and they did. So now Will East on the ensuing drive trying to do the exact same thing, but try to retake the lead they originally had.
All right, you're seeing an ad because this is obviously the Western New York Athletics game. Speaking of ads, why don't we get another ad read in? Damon University is a private, non-sectarial university in Amherst, New York, offering undergraduate and graduate level degrees. We encourage our students to be creative, innovative, ethically minded leaders for an ever-changing, diverse, and interconnected world. Visit damon.edu to schedule a tour today.
And if you're one of those, that might be struggling through college and just want to, get some guidance to try to get some success when you go for your academic degree, you can always head to Pathfinder College Planning, the expert guidance for college planning success. At Pathfinder College Planning, they specialize in providing personalized college planning services tailored to meet your unique needs. Our experienced consultants offered expert advice to help you navigate the complex college admission process with confidence. You can call them at 716-473-1557 or visit pathfindercollegeplanning.com.
Jake, I think it's good time for a break, unless there's a team in the red zone. So why don't we take a Will East is in the break. Let's head back to there. That's
right. I was gonna say because they had a quick timeout.
That's why. Yeah, that's right. That's why we did the ad break, because they took an ad break. The handoff up the middle.
They went the QB sneak tush push there. Their guy signaling a touchdown, but I don't think they got there. And apologies, folks, on the broadcast. I know they're kind of having some internet issues for the Will South Will East game. It looks like it's short. Yeah, they were short in between the goal line and 1 yard line, so just a half yard they need.
Is it another timeout by the Flames? Of course, it's a big rivalry game we're talking about right now between those two teams. We're getting scores in. Let's see if there's any more. Oh, another score I forgot to mention. End of the first quarter. Health Sciences 12-7 over Orchard Park in that non-league game we were talking about.
Oh.
Health Sciences moving up to A this year. They take on in a non-league game AA Orchard Park. They have a lead over the Quakers in their home game. Do another refresh here. It's always fun to keep track of all this stuff. See if there's anything else coming through. Nothing.
Oh, hang on. I might have something here with St. Francis. They're up against Jackson. They start the second quarter with a touchdown on the first play. Red Raiders up 15-7 on Jackson in the second quarter.
Yeah, so I think it's Will East. All right, Will East is back. Let's head out there. Can they punch it in? And no, they can't. They get driven back.
Got to give credit to where credit's due there for that Will South squad. I'll try to take a look at some of those guys that made the big plays. It was number 3, 4, and I think number 9 that came up big for them. Just stuffing that Will East squad from making sure they didn't get that touchdown. So yeah, Noah Red, Ryan Ammerman, and then it looked like Tommy Collins was also on there. 2 seniors and Tommy Collins, the freshman, coming up big.
All right, snap. Oh, and it looks like there's a whistle. I wonder if that's a false start. That's a big penalty to take on the 1 foot line. We'll have to see what it is.
Well, that was thrown near the Will East vicinity. And they're not happy about it. You can see number 25 there.
Yeah, they're
Kyer
moving back.
Smith
It looked like
wasn't happy about that, so they moved it back to the 11-yard line.
no, that's 6. See, because it's the white line is the 5 there. It's tough because all these fields have the.
Oh yeah, okay, I did see it. Yeah, with the false start. Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, he's rolling out to the right. He's going to take off, and he is in. That is Anthony Martis take on the QB keeper, taking it in, giving the Flames back the lead late in this first half.
I want to see that replay because that juke he made was amazing. That was set to perfection right there. Whoop! Right there for the end zone. That is what you want to see from your guy, from your scrambling QB, to go make a play like that. Because if he doesn't do that, he's not in the end zone.
Yeah, so it looks like Will East going for the extra point here. Try to go up 14-7 in this one. Snap. Kick is up. and it's good. So Williamsville East, 14-7 over their rival Will South late in the first half of that one. You can catch the entire thing on Western Union Athletics YouTube page in full. Mark Johnson, Tim Rozek on the call with that one. Unless we have any other games in the red zone, why don't we finally take that short break? We'll recoup. We'll get the rest of our scores together and keep going along for the ride here on the Empire State End Zone.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA, with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics.
For an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs, more information about our Buffalo office is available at logisticsplus.com/Buffalo.
After an accident, life can be scary, stressful, tricky. You need Richmond Bona to help navigate the process, because getting a life-changing settlement can not only take time, it can take an emotional toll. The team at Richmond Bona provides high levels of support through all the ins and outs, so you get the settlement you need and the new beginning you deserve.
When the unexpected happens, expect Richmond Bona.
Why do you exercise? To look better? To feel better? To drop a few pounds? To train for an event? To defy age? Or to keep your ability to say yes to the things you love to do? Whatever motivates you, G&G Fitness Equipment is here to get you there. Treadmills, ellipticals, rowers, bikes, home gyms, and accessories. We'll pair you with the right equipment, teach you how to use it, and be there every step of your fitness journey. G&G Fitness. Your goal is our goal.
Build your next connection. Earn your next internship. Crush your next goal. What will you do next?
Wing nuts. You still got to go.
Have you guys tried Room 40 yet?
Looking for the perfect spot to throw your next party? Say hello to Room 40, our private event space at both Wingnuts locations. Maybe you got a birthday, a graduation, anniversary, business event, rehearsal dinner, or even a sports banquet. From intimate get-togethers to rowdy celebrations, Room 40 is built to handle it all and fits up to 60 guests, with custom food and drink packages, flexible setups, legendary Wingnuts hospitality, and all the wings you can handle. If you're planning a celebration or get-together in Buffalo, this is where the party's at. Local vibes, zero stress, all fun. Book Room 40 today and throw a party Buffalo won't forget. Hit the link in our bio or visit wingnutsbuffalo.com/room40 to book now.
All right, well,
I'll go if you go to Wingnuts.
Deal.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Empire State End Zone. My name is Jacob Fyock. Alongside with me is Francis Boeck. And Francis, we have more scoring updates that happened, but we want to go ahead and take a look at one game that's happening. It's in our 7th game between South Park and Maryvale.
Oh, they just went to a timeout. Yeah, of course.
All
right. Well, here it might be a turnover.
I might be behind on that. My laptop. We'll see.
Okay. All right. So Williams-Lee's defense just came with a sack.
We'll see who got
to
that.
Really bring it to the half.
Oh, that was big. That was a Hail Mary attempt. And number 45 for Will East
All right, I think we can. We're gonna rewinding it live here. See if we can check out the play here.
No, that's an older play.
Ooh, went out of bounds. Oh, yeah, that's right. That was the one that we thought it was gonna be out of bounds. The play before, so it's the next play. That is the sack to end the half.
I'll tell you what though. I mean, I believe it's 14-7. You know, what a fun game that's been, you know, if you're there watching this.
Rivalry game. Yeah, here's the play. Yeah, big rivalry game. I think it was Philip Ganji who's got. It looks like he got the job as QB1 for Will South. Let's see again this last play here on 2nd and 8.
Yeah, they spread it out. All 4 wide receivers going deep down the field. And then there comes 45 right off the edge, getting that clutch sack, preventing the throw, and going up in halftime up 14-7. That's the senior Gavin Parrish to come up and make a big defensive stop.
Yeah, so big play. So Will East is going to take a lead into the half. Why don't we throw up our scoreboard page here on we have some more scoring updates in right now. Jake, why don't you get started with that?
Yeah, so we had one with North Tonawanda and Hamburg. They were up 10-0. South Park and Maryville. I believe Maryville was up on the Sparks 6-0. And then Akron against Gowanda Pine Valley up 14-6. And we see it on the bottom right side.
Oh, wait, no, Akron's up on North Collins. Oh, I'm sorry.
That is...
Nope. All right, we got to... Okay.
I went to North Collins. They don't have their own football team. They're merged with Eaton.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I'm losing it.
No, you're all good. Listen, we only got 2 more hours. But real quick, Francis, you had the one on St. Francis and Jackson. You saw a tweet on it. Jackson cutting the lead to 1.
Yeah, Jackson scored. He answers again with a TD after that fumble. They recovered a fumble. They lead, so St. Francis lead is now 15-14, and that won a non-league game for the Red Raiders, who really have retooled. I think we mentioned that a little bit earlier. We'll be talking a little bit more about Monsignor Barton. We have Canisius on our air tomorrow as they host Scranton Prep from PA. But Red Raiders still in the lead right now against an out-of-town opponent.
And then officially through 1 quarter of play, I saw on Twitter, Braden Carmen, the reporter for the Observer in Dunkirk, Chautauqua Lake, Westfield, Brockton, they're up on Tonawanda 15-0 at the end of the first quarter.
Newfane up 26-0. 13 seconds left in the second quarter. I believe they're facing Roy Hart Barker. We had seen a couple pictures from that game earlier. Our good friend Kevin Klump giving us that update on Twitter. So we're seeing some more scores come in. I'm just kind of looking at this right now. I see Health Sciences up over Orchard Park. That's a little bit of a shocker. I think the biggest one, though, is happening on Grand Island with their, I think, 22-0 lead. I think they pushed it up, though, to 28 last we saw.
Yeah, on their scoreboard, it said 29-0.
Yeah, 29.
I don't know if that's technically correct.
We're gonna
because it was 22-0.
Dana's on it right now.
Touchdown, and it said 29-0, and I'm like, that's not how it works.
It was tough with that scoreboard there, and the line was kind of cutting it off. But
right.
we're working. It's also our first time really doing this with a live scoreboard update on the show. I have to hand it out though to Allegheny Limestone Hinsdale, only holding Portville to a touchdown right now. That's a team that have just been reintroduced to 11-man football. They've been playing 8-man for the last several years, facing against a very good Portville team that has really been in the thick of it in Class C for the past several years. So good for the Gators as they re-enter 11-man, their next 11-man era.
Yeah, and they weren't the only school that returned back to 11-man. Frewsburg was the other one. Now, they're not a standalone team like Allegheny Limestone is, but they merged with Southwestern. I'll have to double check the schedule because obviously I don't see.
They might be
Southwest
playing tomorrow.
Yeah, they might be
I think
playing
they're playing
tomorrow for
tomorrow.
that one. But even still, though, I mean, Frewsburg and Allegheny Limestone, I believe it was the past couple of years they were playing 8-man football, and now they're right back to it with 11-man football. So congratulations to those schools.
Yes, they're doing a great job. And Medina was a team that thought that they were going to have to go and do. They thought they were going to have to do 8-man, and then like kind of last minute in March, they had enough guys come out. Which the Medina team's really that team is too good to play 8-man football. And I'm not going to go on my rant right now on 8-man football, but we need Medina playing 11-man football in Section 6. We deserve that in Western New York. So glad to see that those kids come together, that community come together, and they're going to have a really special year, I think.
There you go.
First look at we're going to cheat to Vegas. All right, Jake, I think you have this roster here. All right.
So from that snap, they try to go the high part.
And it's incomplete. I think a little too much to the left there on that throw.
I want to say that was a 4th down play because now you got.
You're right, yeah, because they're
that was on
the
4th
yard
down.
markers.
So they tried to go to the lower corner part of the end zone. Pass was just a bit high. So with 29 seconds left.
And I think it's Maryville with the lead. I believe their scoreboard, they have the home team, Maryville, on the left, and the away team on the right. So 6-0. I think it's probably left in the first half right there. I would say they're probably, it's 8 o'clock, so they're probably end of the first half. So good stop there for South Park. This is a game that's a little closer than I thought. South Park losing a lot of pieces. We mentioned that. Adam Nunes gone. I think they only return about 3 starters on both sides of the ball. I know Maryvale lost some pieces, but very impressive by South Park coming out here, and looks like they're going to take the knee to end the half. But, these two coaches know each other very well. Nick Todaro spent a lot of time on Coach Delaney's staff, especially when the South Park team was going to the state championship with Tyree Brown. That was really as we were getting started here at West New York Athletics in the 2015 era.
And I'll tell you what, that was South Park last year, a Class B finalist. And Maryville on their season opener kind of making a statement on their home turf, going up 6-0 at halftime. You'll take that if you're Nick Todaro, head coach for Maryville. I mean, that is a very good start for them.
Another scoring update out of town. St. Francis 21-14 over Jackson. Trent Buttles scores, and they try for 2. Doesn't work, but Trent Buttles gets Red Raiders back on the board and extend their lead to 21-14. And that one scoring update just to the phone. Let's see if we have any more. That's the latest I have here. We're keeping an eye on Twitter. We're keeping an eye on all kinds of things. We're getting scores in. Health Science OP update. Let me check on that one because we were having our good friend Westside Bobby G. He hasn't sent anything new. We'll reach out to see if there's any update. We'll send him a DM right now because we like to multitask here. That's what really makes things fun here is when we're saying words and we're texting different words at the same time, and hopefully it makes sense. Hopefully some people have fun. Bray Boyd there watching on Facebook. Shout out to you. We hope you're having fun at whether you're at home or you're at a game. Keep an eye on things. Yeah, we're having a ton of fun here. We have a lot going on right now. We have keeping track of scores. We've seen it, I think, 3-4 touchdowns already? Probably more than that.
Oh, yeah. We definitely have seen, several touchdowns so far early on. And, how about a quick shout out to the people who are watching here? I just saw it on Twitter. We have 280 people live right now tuning into us right now. So congratulations to, guys on Twitter who, want to hear this, want to see the updates that are coming in quick, want to see the games, that if they can't get to or maybe don't have access to watching, they can watch a little bit of clips, of these games that we're showing so far. That means a lot to us.
Yeah.
This is what we want to do.
You can watch from anywhere. You can watch from a game in the stands. You can watch from home.
Absolutely.
You can watch from a wedding. Well, not while the ceremony's going on. No watching from funerals. That doesn't seem right. You can't watch from church. You can watch from a reception. You have like a funeral reception. I wouldn't watch. You shouldn't be watching from church.
What is Kenmore East doing right now? That's school you went to, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that.
What are they doing? They should be watching this. They should be. Who do they have next week? You should know that you called their game.
I did, but when you do a lot of this stuff, you kind of forget things from here and there.
Now I have to look it up. I'll go on the website. Well, that's her week. No, we're asking who Ken Maurice is playing next week. Yeah. We'll look it up. We have our laptops.
We have technology.
Yeah, let's check out the Octobox. This is fun. We should be showing more of the Octobox. This is like yeah. Stuff is yeah. Well, the Jamestown game is frozen, but we'll get them back. That game is on the NFHS network if you want to see the full thing in full. We haven't been to we haven't been to the Lumber City in a while. I don't think we've been there tonight. As we look up Ken Maurice's schedule.
Oh yeah. So
no, the lumber. No, it's a common. It's what they're called. I mean, yeah, but a lot of people do that. It's common. Actually, that needs to get used more. We needed using it Cataract City, Lumber City, Steel City. That's a story for another day. We hope you guys are really enjoying this conversation. If you're on YouTube, chat us up. Share this link, of course, with all your friends if you're enjoying it.
So Kenmore East next game. It's a tough one. It's a team that's
I know I looked it up already. I'm letting him.
I'll just say
can't memorize.
Spoiler alert.
I'm trying to be a fair and balanced journalist here. No, I don't. Hey.
So Ken East, their opponents they're facing next week, is currently beating Orchard Park.
That's not good for Ken Maurice.
Well, we knew Health Sciences was going to be a very good team. I think the other question is going to be when you move from B to A, what was that going to be like? Because it gets tougher from there. And right now against a AA team in OP, they're really showing out so far.
We're watching North Tonawanda and Hamburg. Unfortunately,
well, they have a white box.
That's supposed to be their scoreboard.
That's supposed to be the scoreboard.
But this has happened a couple times because it's a fully electronic, scoreboard, and sometimes based on the angle of the camera, it doesn't always show up. You sometimes get a glare. So maybe if Grand Island in the red zone, we head over to the island of Grand. Okay, it looks like. Island of Grand. Dana doesn't like that.
Island of Grand. Is it grand? Very grand.
It's huge.
It is grand.
It's huge.
Oh, there you go. Am I working with Norm here? Got the references. No, I love Norm. Norm does a great job for us. He's doing right now the Jamestown Will North game, doing his great job on that broadcast with him and Carson Hayek. And I'll tell you who's doing a great job. Grand Island. I believe that says 31-6.
So it looks like Iroquois did score.
Seconds to go.
Yep, it looks like Iroquois did score. So we'll stick around for the end of this. Do you have an update from the Chautauqua Lake Tonawanda game? Chautauqua Lake scores again, 22-0 over Tonawanda early in the second quarter. Oh, looks like that is frozen up. So, see if there's anything else going on. All right, we're going to go Medina, Silver Creek. It's the first time we've seen them. Medina up 14-0. Wow, that's a really crisp picture. That's one of the best pictures we've had tonight. That camera is very in focus. I'm impressed. That's Silver Creek doing a great job. Shout out to the AD and all them out there who found this system. It's working really well. I know it's shaky, but I can see those numbers very well. I don't know about you, Jake.
No, this is perfect. This is, something that you would see on our broadcast for camera quality. This is great. This screen pass right here is also working out very well.
I think I know who that is. I think you do too.
Real quick, did you have an update from Chautauqua Lake?
Yes, that was 15-0. Yep.
Okay, well, they just actually scored. So Thandon Bensink got his second touchdown in the game from 35 yards out. So Chautauqua Lake leads Tonawanda 22-0 early in the second quarter, and that's from a reporter from the Observer, Braden Carmen, who's there for that game.
All right, we're back second half action for Will East, Will South. It looks like the Flames have the ball on their own side of the football field. Oh, we have that one. Jake, why don't you take this one as Williams Elise kind of runs up the middle. We'll see. That was
I believe it was Kyer Smith, number 25.
Yes,
other
Kyer
main
Smith run up the
tailback.
middle. And Jake, you have an update from another game.
Yeah, this is from Gregory Larson from WDOE. Halftime, Depew is up on Dunkirk 21-0. The Wildcats ended the first half with a 35-yard touchdown pass. So up now 3 scores early on. Depew, I know some people in their class, they had Depew very mighty high and going pretty far this season, getting a lot of, early on success. And so far they're doing that in week 1.
All right, another scoring update. Orchard Park scoring. Jerry Brusky scores, makes it 13-12 for the Quakers over Health Sciences. So that one is close. And then end of the first half, Salamanca 13-7 over Olean. As it looks like it looks like there's an injury timeout at the Will East, Will South game. 3rd and 3 right now for the Flames, trying to get on that Will South side of the field with that 14-7 lead. We saw at the end of the half they got the big sack as Will South tried to throw up a Hail Mary towards the end. So Will East looks like they're off to a good start this year. Of course, more football to be played, but I think you can say if you're Coach Cirillo, I think you have to be very happy with that first half.
No doubt. And, Williamsville East was another team, in their respective division that was supposed to do very well and be one of those teams that creates challenge with their divisional opponents. And they're doing it in this rivalry matchup against Will South, and they're putting it to them. Like you mentioned, 3rd and 3 early on in this third quarter. They want to go ahead and, try to extend that lead.
All right. Shout out to our Twitter viewer or X viewers using the right. Oh no, use the right term. 341 live viewers on X right now. So don't be afraid if you're at a game. Tweet at us whatever your score is. If we haven't mentioned it, we want as many scores as possible. We want to keep everybody in the know right now. So be sure to contribute. We like to have fun with this. We hope you're enjoying it. Keeping maybe you're not watching, but you have it in your ear as you're watching your game. As we have 4th and 14 for Willie's. Ooh, high snap there. Good job by the punter bringing it down and gets off that punt. Not a great punt, a little short, but that could have been much worse for the Flames.
It could have been, but regardless, though, Will South, we saw them drive the ball early on in the first half and even late in the first half. So they get the ball at their own 41-yard line. And the way their offense has been moving, put them in a good chance to tie it up possibly.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of games approaching halftime right now. Yeah, actually, a lot of games are heading into the second half. See if there's any more scoring updates. What we should mention, though, we have some games coming up tomorrow. Yeah, the Fun Canadians tomorrow will be off. Actually, you won't be off, but I will.
No, I don't take days off.
So coming up tomorrow, if I can find my note, a couple events happening in Western York Athletics. We have the Hamburg Frontier Stadium Series. They're going to play the first ever official boys volleyball game, outdoor sanctioned high school game. I want to talk more on that later, but as far as football goes, we have Scranton Prep playing Canisius. That'll be in Western New York Athletics. And then on the NFHS network, we have a matchup that I think a lot of us have been waiting a long time to see, and we finally see it. It's Pioneer at Lackawanna in the Steel City. Yeah, Dana Gunther will be there too in the Steel City.
Yeah, Dana Gunther will be there. I will myself be there.
I don't know. You just told me that. Are you going to be in the Steel City? We need like a crowd mic just for like that side of the room. Yeah.
We will.
Or maybe is the camera like on the is one of the camera mics on too? Okay.
Yeah. Dana will be there for that game. I myself will be there for that game doing play-by-play. My colleague Tom Prince. I think Russell Battaglia is going to be on camera for that game too. That's going to be a really fun game. Again, another game with teams that lost some really big guys on the running attack, and when it comes to Pioneer, the passing and running, but also, with Lackawanna, they lose, I believe it was Tyrone Clark, who transferred
to St. Francis.
Now over at St. Francis. So that's going to be an interesting one to see what the line's going to be like too. How is Pioneer's offensive line going to do well against Lackawanna's defensive line, who lost some key guys there as well?
All right, you can see on your screen, Will South not quite in the red zone, but getting closer. Looks like they're just out around the 35. Handoff to Amir Caesar going up the left side. Oh, it's a nice gain. Gets the first down. He's just outside the run zone, so Billy's moving in this one. Okay. Well, we're not going to talk about tonight.
Another
Friday
football
nights
game
are for high school. Let's, even before Western New York season starts, I'm watching, the ESPN Geico high school kickoff. I don't know if did you watch any of that stuff with Modern Day and any of those games? There was the one, I forget the two schools. It was like a Florida and California, and it was like 21-7 in the third quarter, late in the third quarter. Then they came back 28-7, and then the other team came back and won it in like the final seconds. That's what high school football is all about.
Down by 21 late in the third quarter, coming back and getting a victory. That's
out of state.
Yeah.
Also, do you imagine, you're in, going, are they taking a bus? Are they, flying there? That's what I want to know. And, how does that logistically work?
Where were these schools from?
They get one Florida, and I forget the other one. It wasn't, close. It was, I want to say either Georgia or Pennsylvania. It wasn't even Georgia. It was, multiple states away.
Okay, because I was going to say, I thought you said California and Florida,
I don't think
and I was going to be like,
they've done that in the past.
They took a bus.
They've done that in the past where they've had a California team take on Florida.
So if that was the case, they definitely flew.
Okay. Oh, here is, I believe that's Ganji. Ooh, that was a nice play. It was almost like a quarterback, ISO, but then he kind of got the whole kind of just moved on him, and he went back let's see. Yeah, maybe he was trying to go off tackle, and maybe the DN kind of got outside, so we cut inside. But that was a nice play there by Philip Ganji. Nice replay by Tim. I know it was Heidi, but it kind of worked out. It was perfect timing. As we have another update from Chautauqua Lake. The Eagles now lead 29-0 over Tonawanda. 8:34 left in the first half. Devin Haas sets up the Eagles are first and goal. Clayton Smith punching it in from 7 yards out. So Ty Harper's team, so far, good debut for him with Chautauqua Lake.
And the way that he built up that program with CSP, it doesn't seem surprised, though, how much that immediate success that Chautauqua Lake team's having.
Looks like 2nd and 5 inside the 10 for Will South. We'll go to this play, and then I have another scoring update after this. But I formation for the Billies. Toss to the left side. That's Caesar running in. Oh, he's very close to that first down. Let's see where they mark it. Really depending on the spot there. I know Mark Johnson and Tim Rose are doing a much better job at saying this if if you really want to listen to them, watch this whole game there. But we try to offer you variety here. Not that we're competing. It looks like it's going to be third down. I did promise a scoring update. St. Francis scores again. Trent Buttles finds Zielinski for a touchdown. It's going to be 28-14. Red Raiders don't have a time. How much left in that game? We have a touchdown. Jake?
Yeah, Philip Ganji just did a QB sneak. Able to, pilot it into the end zone. I don't know if Caesar was supposed to, I don't know if it was supposed to be kind of like a tush push or anything, but you saw Ganji kind of go shotgun, move up quickly, to the line of scrimmage, and then just take it himself, catching that Will East team off guard.
Yeah, I mean, that's sometimes the way to do it. I wonder if it was originally supposed to go to the outside, and he's like, I see that Will East isn't ready. We got numbers inside, so why don't I take it? And that extra point is good. So we have a tie game out on Paradise Lane. Why don't we go out to the Octo Box? This is so cool.
Wait, that's
I don't think we're allowed to show that game.
So we got air quote high school on the bottom,
yeah,
right?
They were once high school players.
They were. You are correct.
in the past.
By the way, to talk about with Philip Ganji, that QB sneak that he did where he goes from shotgun, quickly goes up under center. That's what Amherst did a lot of times against the Kenny's team yesterday. Try to get them off guard on third or fourth down on third and fourth situations.
All right. We do know this is kind of an old this is not an update, but information from that Maryville South Park game. We're told Isaiah Hill, he's playing quarterback this year. First play from scrimmage, he actually scored a 52-yard touchdown. He scored that touchdown. Unfortunately, he was injured 3 plays later and has not returned. Oh, and we do have a update from St. Francis. It's officially halftime. St. Francis 28-14 over Jackson.
All right, so plenty of scores going on here. Why don't we go ahead and thank some of our sponsors for tonight so far, on the Empire State End Zone. Dan Chacha, Injury Attorneys. Choosing the right attorney is crucial to protecting your legal rights after being injured due to negligent or reckless actions. Understanding your rights from the outset and having an attorney who takes the time to explain them clearly and thoroughly is essential. At Dan Chacha Injury Attorneys, they offer experienced, compassionate, and dedicated representation. Located at 5311 South Park Avenue in Hamburg, you can contact them on the web at 716personalinjury.com, or you can call them at 716-303-4938.
Richmond Vana LLC is committed to you. Being involved in a serious accident creates a whirlwind of changes. We know how the serious effects of a car accident can be on victims and their families. At Richmond Vana LLC, we have helped our clients recover over $175 million. We have the skills and experience needed to handle a full range of car accident claims, including those with multiple parties and catastrophic injuries. Call 716-671-4341 for your free consultation today, or visit richmondvana.com.
And then we also want to thank 510 Toy Shop and Sports Cards. Buy, sell, trade, 510toyshop.com, or you can visit them in Orchard Park.
All right, on that note, if we have no games in the red zone, why don't we take a short break so Jake and I can get some water, maybe use the bathroom real quick. Maybe you can too at home if you want to. It's up to you. We have no... Yeah. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back on the Empire State End Zone.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA, with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics.
For an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs, more information about our Buffalo office is available at logisticsplus.com/Buffalo.
After an accident, life can be scary, stressful, tricky. You need Richmond Bona to help navigate the process because getting a life-changing settlement can not only take time, it can take an emotional toll. The team at Richmond Bona provides high levels of support through all the ins and outs, so you get the settlement you need and the new beginning you deserve.
When the unexpected happens, expect Richmond Bona.
Why do you exercise? To look better? To feel better? To drop a few pounds? To train for an event? To defy age? Or to keep your ability to say yes to the things you love to do? Whatever motivates you, G&G Fitness Equipment is here to get you there. Treadmills, ellipticals, rowers, bikes, home gyms, and accessories. We'll pair you with the right equipment, teach you how to use it, and be there every step of your fitness journey. G&G Fitness. Your goal is our goal.
Build your next connection. Earn your next internship. Crush your next goal. What will you do next?
Wing nuts. You still got to go.
Have you guys tried Room 40 yet?
Looking for the perfect spot to throw your next party? Say hello to Room 40, our private event space at both Wingnuts locations. Maybe you got a birthday, a graduation, anniversary, business event, rehearsal dinner, or even a sports banquet. From intimate get-togethers to rowdy celebrations, Room 40 is built to handle it all and fits up to 60 guests, with custom food and drink packages, flexible setups, legendary Wingnuts hospitality, and all the wings you can handle. If you're planning a celebration or get-together in Buffalo, this is where the party's at. Local vibes, zero stress, all fun. Book Room 40 today and throw a party Buffalo won't forget. Hit the link in our bio or visit wingnutsbuffalo.com/room40 to book now.
All right, well,
I'll go if you go to Wingnuts. Deal.
Welcome back to the Empire State End Zone. Before we get back into the action, we want to tell you Logistics Plus of Buffalo for all your transportation needs, full truckload, LTL, dedicated, and drop trailer moves. Logistics Plus Buffalo is a one-stop shop. Email buffalo@logisticsplus.com for your next shipment or warehouse needs.
And then our also sponsors, we want to thank Canisius High School in Buffalo, New York, St. Joseph's Collegiate Institute in Buffalo, and then St. Francis High School in Athol Springs, New York. Well, Francis, we've seen a back-and-forth battle with Will East and Will South. Why don't we head back to that game, because Will East Flames currently having possession of the ball here, looked like on their own 39-yard line, just under 5 to go in the third.
All right, let me pull out my snap handoff up the middle, taking it through traffic. Oh, man, he's going to 30, 20, the 10. That's a touchdown. Kyer Smith takes it in and gives the Flames back the lead. Second year, we're told, playing organized football.
Yeah, and
better than I was playing my second year of organized football.
Well, that's 2 more than what I ever did. So 61-yard rushing touchdown by Kyer Smith. They'll go up, seeing with the PAT there. Looks like just over 4 minutes going to third. They're up 21-14. And Will South is at their own 44-yard line looking to try to drive.
All right. What do we check out? Head out back to the Octobox. I didn't get any scoring updates during the break. I don't know if you did.
Let
me just see here. Let's see. Well, we do have an update. Dunkirk scoring. Depew now leads 21-7. Justice Thomas Rivera returning the second half kickoff for 52 yards. Again, 21-0 Depew in that one. And halftime, the Quakers lead Health Sciences 13-12.
And then for Jamestown, they head into the locker room up on Will North 24-0.
All right, just in 16 seconds to go, Carson Fairbank takes it in 9 yards. Chautauqua Lake extends their lead over Tonawanda 36-0 with 3:22 left in the first half. I think that's the game that's kind of lagging behind right now. I think everything else is either in the second half or about to start the second half. You can see our amazing Octo box right now. 8 games going on. I just think that's really. I know it's tough to follow a game in each one of individually, but I think just the visual is so cool that we have 8 games going on. You can look at them and why don't we check in on Maryvale? Head back to Cheat to Vegas. Let's see, third down right now. It looks like Maryvale has the ball in their own end.
It looked like there may have been a penalty that moved back Maryvale's offense.
Told Isaiah Hill scored the only touchdown of the game, and then a few plays later got injured. He did not return in the first half. We're waiting to hear if he made his way back in for the second. Jake, you have that roster, right? I don't know if it's possible, depending on how close the camera gets, if we can see any numbers, as it's 3rd and long for the Flyers. Snap, throw to the left side, and it looks like it fell incomplete. So 4th and long for Maryvale.
Yeah, that looked like to be number 10, Kivani Moore, the junior. That was the intended receiver there. It looked like he may have dropped it. Actually, because I have the game on my laptop too, Will East, Will South. It looks like Will East is actually driving right now. They're technically not in the red zone yet. Actually, hang on a second. They actually got injured. Will East flamed down right now. So, but Will East has the ball close to the 20-yard line, maybe 21 or 22. But we'll see what happens there.
We should mention we're going to have a couple guys who are at some of these games call in later for their post-game reports. You'll hear from live call-ins on that show. We hope to be doing more of that as the season goes on. We'll have at least 2 tonight, as that punt a little short there. So South Park is going to have some really good field position on the Flyers' end, as they try to take the lead in this one. It looks like 8:34 left in the third quarter, down 6-0. All right, let's head out to Lumber City. It looks like maybe the Lumberjacks just scored. They're lining up what appears to be an extra point, or it could be a field goal. Snap, kick, and it is good. So good kick for North Tonawanda. Fortunately, we can't see the scoreboard. We'll try to reach out, see if we can figure out what the score is over there. If you're at the game right now, watching it, let us know. Send us a comment on Facebook. Send us a tweet at us, or post on us on X, or comment on YouTube here. Thanks, Chris G, watching right now, rooting for Williamsville South. He likes the Will South jerseys. I think they're pretty cool too. But right now it's Williamsville East driving, Jake.
Yeah, it's going to be 4th down and 6, just under 90 seconds to go here in the third quarter. As they've been finding some success so far, this time able to get it and put themselves in a 1st and goal situation. That was a bullet from their quarterback to receiver.
Yeah, Anthony Martis on the throw there, and Will Kowalski on the catch over the middle. Yeah, great play, especially on 4th and 6. Going to set up the Flames 1st and goal.
It looks like they're at in between that 5 and 6 yard line, but we've called Anthony Martis' name, I feel like, a couple of times, throughout our broadcast here, he's just making plays against this Will South defense.
All right. Will South shotgun formation back to the left. Snap. Oh, ball's fumbled, picked up by the running back. He's going to try to make something out of it, and not much. That ball fumble goes about 25 yards back to the 30. So big break for the Billies as Willie's driving. It's now going to be 2nd and goal from the 30.
And that was Baron Schnell, the senior, who's the one that was able to stop that ball carrier from going anywhere. Big job there by the Billies, taking advantage of a Willie's mistake.
And you know what? And that's going to be a teachable moment for Coach Cirillo going through the film tomorrow or Monday. He's going to be able to say, hey, I love the effort there that you were trying to save it, and get some positive yardage, at least from where the ball went. But, you ended up costing us a couple extra yards. Sometimes the best thing to do is just to lay on it and take the loss you have, because that could have been much worse. If if he doesn't come up with it, then maybe Will South gets the ball and it ends the scoring threat completely for the Flames. Jake, any scoring? I'm trying to see if there's any scoring updates.
Yeah, I'm just looking at that right now. I'm not seeing anything at the moment.
You know what score update? And I just realized his Westside Bobby G reminded me with his tweet. We haven't heard anything on Lancaster and McKinley.
I'm going to take a look at that because I know that I feel like Lancaster's another,
No, they're not tweeting out from the game.
They're not tweeting anything out,
No.
okay? Because usually they do.
I might be able to figure. I'm going to send out the bat signal, see if I can figure this out secondhand. But that's a game we kind of talked pregame about. Two teams who we want to learn about what they have. McKinley brings back a lot, but they've been known to have slow starts to the year. Lancaster, obviously a well-run program, but only returns 3 starters on each side of the ball. So it'll be interesting to see how they kind of match up as we head back to Will East, Will South.
Well, I will say this real quick, just out of the high school realm here, but I don't know how much you're in the fantasy football, but I just saw that a well-known Chiefs receiver just got hurt because he ran into his own teammate, and he may or may not be on my fantasy team. So what a great start there.
I had the Cowboys running back on my fantasy team.
Mm-hmm.
So who got 2 touchdowns last night? So I did better than expected in that one. As Will East has the ball, it looks like they're back on the doorstep. Oh, and another fumble snap. Oh, picked up by the running back. This time he takes it and he gets a couple yards out of it. It's a great play. Not sure, Jake, if you can get a number on that one.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to.
That 3? No, I don't know if I can't see it that well.
It's a little blurry as the camera's panning a bit. I didn't get a chance to see that. But a couple of botched snaps that we've seen from Will East in a recent amount of time is they're in the 4th quarter, and I think they may have just called timeout or just trying to
or unless that was
reconcile
a
and
change
just
of
regroup.
possession. I don't know. We'll have to see what that is. Why don't we head back to the Octo box right now? See what else is going on here tonight. Week 1 in high school football in Western New York. First ever Empire State EndZone. You can see all those games on your screen. We're trying to bring you as close as we can red zone coverage of high school football on there. Couple games. You can go on up there. Let's see if there's looks like that Hamburg game. They're getting close to the end zone. We're trying to figure out a score for that game. We can better keep up what's going on. Why don't we head? Let's see. Trying to see, Jake. What do we want to go to next? We're in a bit of a holding pattern. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, I do want to give a shout out here real quick to the Lakeman football team. They just posted Ryan. I think his last name's pronounced Ryan Ho. So I do apologize if I do mispronounce that, but he just had a one-handed catch for a touchdown that just got posted up on Twitter, trying to make that tweet go a bit viral there. Maybe ESPN picking up as a top 10 play. It was, if you get a chance to see that, Francis, it was a very beautiful catch.
Yeah, certainly for sure on that one. Games tomorrow. Let's see. It's like North Tonawanda Hamburg. It looks like Hamburg's driving. Jake, you're doing.
Oh, hang on 1 second here, real quick. We just got a scoring update here. Chase Bonta, not 1, not 2, but 3 rushing touchdowns on the night. He just helped his team go up 31-0 on Will North with 6:39 to go in the third quarter. Our own, Frank Wolf there, being a part of that contest, and along with the broadcast there of Norm Rodriguez and Carson Hayek. So Jamestown running away with that one.
Let's go to our scoreboard page. We'll be keeping track of some of these scores. A lot going on in Western New York tonight. I think about, at least 24 games. You can see on your screen. We're getting updates from some of them. We're still waiting on updates from others. If you're at a game and you see that's not updated right now on your screen, let us know. I know we've been keeping track of some of these. We mentioned Grand Island up big on Iroquois, 31-6 last we saw in the third quarter. Depew having a good opening night. New coach. It's Joe Pagano, his first game as head coach of that Depew program. Mark Terenzio is retired from that program. I believe he's at Alden this year.
I just got a scoring update here. Chautauqua Lake just running with it, just like Jamestown is on Will North. They're up 43-0. Thandon Bensink with a pick 6 to help them extend that lead.
All right, why don't we take it? Do you have another? It looks like, field goal attempt from Williamsville East right now, up 21-14. A chance to go up 2 scores. You don't see, a ton of field goals at this level, but 10 points, that's a 2-score lead. That's big in a game like this.
That is Jack Landreth, the senior kicker, also the punter on the team and listed as a wide receiver.
Kick is up. It's high enough.
That is a very good leg.
Good. Wow. Yeah.
Very good leg, very accurate, and that puts Willie's up now double digits, 24-14.
Yeah. Big rivalry game out at Paradise Road in Williamsville. Oh. We have some comments here from the Peanut Gallery as Chase Bonta. Oh, look at that run. Takes it through. Adds another score for the Red and Green.
And that's something that we heard earlier from Frank Wolf. Bonta, one of the favorites to be a Conley Cup finalist this year, possibly to win it. And right now he's showing it off early in week 1.
Yeah, again, we don't want to make any too hyperbolic about any week 1 performances. We don't really know who these teams are. Team that we thought was going to be really good maybe isn't. And, a lot of time, how many times have we seen great performance in week 1, high expectations, week 2 doesn't really match. But one of these guys that we're seeing have a great game in week 1 is going to have a great game in week 2 and week 3 and week 4 and week 5 and so on. Chase Bonta is one of the guys coming back. No, he's probably, we mentioned it before. I think he's certainly the favorite, at least among Class AA, to win the Connolly Cup. I think as far as overall, like Elijah Kimball.
Yep, Kimball.
A lot of people would say he might be their number 1. At least I think you might put him over Bonta if you had to rank it today. Not that I'm going to put any rankings out. I'm not that crazy.
No, I would him up there. You also got to think a guy like Tyrone Clark Jr., he was up there too as a sophomore. Now he's coming into his junior year.
What's his role
going to St. Francis?
Now?
That is also true. That is also a thing to keep in mind.
If we've been watching those. Did he? I didn't see who had the first couple touchdowns, but There were some other guys who scored for Franny, so he's clearly not the only guy there. He's
right
part of it. So I mean that's part of the conversation too, is how much were you needed for your team. If you're sharing a backfield, obviously your numbers aren't going to be there, and not that the Connolly Cup is just a numbers award, but that matters. And the fact that just sheer how much does your team need you?
Well, I will say this. It's funny you say that, because him, along with that committee of Dom Cook, Clark had the first touchdown in that game. As I'm looking through the past tweets of the St. Francis Athletics Twitter account, he had the first touchdown in the game. Dominic Cook had the other rushing touchdown to go 15-0, and then from there on, he hasn't provided any scoring after that. But still, I mean, impact player. In the early part of the game, Tyrone Clark being used for that St. Francis running attack.
You can see South Park starting to move the ball a little bit on Maryville. Looks like they're getting inside the 30 right now, so on the edge of the red zone. Jake pulling up his roster.
Yeah, sorry for the random paper noises and movement.
Well, no, it shows that we're working and we're researched and stuff.
I'm just kidding. But with
I think it
South Park,
adds
though,
authenticity to what we're doing.
with South Park, though, I mean, you've seen so far how much, when you lose a guy like Adam Nunez, the graduation, obviously, how much that's affect them when it comes to trying to move the ball.
And they lost a lot of their line too. Don't forget.
They did lose a lot of their line too. That's another big thing. I mean, they've gotten a couple guys back in Chris Schuster and Joe Sacco, but we're seeing so far, as this game has come along, just a struggle they've had. I mean, I'm curious to see, if I watch this game from the start, how far they've gotten past the 30-yard line. But right now, they're in a really good spot as this clock ticks away. I believe they're almost at the end of the third quarter.
Yeah, in the third quarter.
So we'll see what happens and what they do.
It looks like they took a timeout. When we head back out to the Octobox, see what else is happening right now in our games that we're following. Do we have any update on the Port Phil Allegheny Limestone? I know there's a little bit of buffering there, but if we don't have anything there.
Well, looks like there's a big play that happened at NT.
Yeah, why don't we try game number 3? See what's happening there.
I don't know if it
looks like some kind of turnover or something.
I don't know if that was maybe been a kick or a punt return, but yeah, so that's a good spot though for NT putting themselves at their own 40.
Good friend Jack just commented in our post he wants to schedule for Thursday. So let me go find that on the website, and I'll list those games. We'll also have to talk about tomorrow's games because there's a couple going on. Next week, Thursday.
Oh, it was big fumble. Big fumble just happened. NT just coughed it up. Hamburg just recovered it.
Yeah, Hamburg Bulldogs recover that one. It looks like they're going to get pretty good field position.
It looked like they were showing off 27 for Hamburg. That is Jeremiah Fields, one of the key guys on this Hamburg squad. Senior wide receiver, also plays corner. Just came up with a big fumble recovery.
I don't know if that is. As far as Thursday goes, Thursday games, 3 games on the docket, which look pretty interesting here. Depew at Iroquois, North Tonawanda at Grand Island, and Lakeshore at South Park. Let me see if we have any our schedule. The 11th looks like we're going to do Lakeshore at South Park. So the South Park team that going to try to get on the board here in a little bit that we were just at. And it looks like we have another fumble, Jake.
Yeah, there's a big pile up. 2 straight plays, 2 fumbles. Yeah, Hamburg looked like they did keep their possession of the ball. They pushed them back though, about 5 or 6 yards.
This looks like 2nd and maybe 16 That's what my eyes tell me.
Yeah, because the original line of scrimmage was at their 30. That was 44.
Oh, he's a lefty.
Southpaw. And you see that from NT, able to take advantage off that left side of the line.
All right, can we go back to Cam because we have a big update, Jake. I need to sit up for this.
Big you got to stand up. Hey, I want to give credit to where credit's due real quick. Jonathan Veters Jr. on that sack, able to go off the left side of the Hamburg goal line for a sack.
All right, I have 2 scoring updates now. All right,
but you're sitting down though.
I know, but I know I was kind of falling back, but I needed to sit up.
Okay,
because this is big, and plus I shouldn't be back in that position for too long. But here are the scoring updates. So we have Fredonia leading Springville 18-6, end of 3. That's a game we've been trying to get a score for all night. And then the game we asked for earlier was answered from All High Stadium. McKinley leads Lancaster 22-7, 8:03 in the third quarter.
Wow.
So we finally get our answer on 2 games, including that last one at All High. Yeah, in the third quarter. So Max coming up with a big one.
And here's another one happening. Kevin Klump tweeting this one out. Barker Royhart had a 95-yard fumble return for a touchdown to make it 26-7 Newfane. And on ensuing possession, the Panthers respond back with a touchdown on their own. They're up 34-7.
All right, and I just saw.
Yeah, it looked like it was fourth quarter. Actually, no. Looks like it might just be the third quarter. Because his last tweet says 26-0, 13 seconds left in the second. So they're probably in the third quarter right now.
And it looks like update from our friend Greg Larson. Dunkirk cutting the deficit to 8 on a 3-yard touchdown. Depue's lead now 21-13. Looks like that game is still in the third quarter. So 21-13, third quarter, Depew over Dunkirk right now, but Marauders cutting in on the Wildcats. Anything going on in the Octo box? Oh, we're just see if we get to Jamestown real quick. That game on the NFHS network. Norman Carson on the call. We'll have a Carson call in a little bit when that game wraps up. It looks like it's in the third quarter now. We're going to try to be on until about 10 o'clock. Bring you through to the end of most of these games and give you those updates. Oh, I do have an update from Buffalo State University. Health Sciences leading Orchard Park 20-13, 9:04 left in the third quarter.
Well, as Jamestown Will North is in a breaking action, why don't we go here and thank our sponsors here. Start off with SUNY Cortland. From your first steps on campus, you'll feel the spirit of Cortland. It's an energy that extends from the classroom to competition to the community. SUNY Cortland stands out as one of New York's top public universities, a medium-sized school that offers academic strength across 68 majors, a high quality of student life, and a degree that pays back graduates. Visit www.cortland.edu to schedule a visit today.
All right. I also want to thank G&G Fitness. G&G Fitness Equipment is a full-service provider of specialty home and commercial fitness equipment. Since 1990, the G&G Fitness companies have evolved into one of the premier sources of fitness solutions in the United States. They have locations in Syracuse, Rochester, and right here in Buffalo. Visit livefit.com.
And then we also want to thank the Mental Match with Sam Recco, monthly session and safe space for Western New York student athletes in middle school, high school, and college to talk openly about performance anxiety, depression, not reaching potential or standards, and the mental stress that comes with sports and life. You can visit them on Facebook to learn more about their meeting schedule.
And Wingnuts Buffalo, located near the Buffalo Airport at 4600 Genesee Street. Dine in or order for takeout. Open Monday through Sunday, 11 to 10 p.m. Visit wingnutsbuffalo.com. almost at 9 o'clock, so it might be a little too late to put in your wing order now, but get it for tomorrow or, for Sunday night. I'm told there's something happening Sunday night around here you might want to order your wings for ahead of time. I don't know what it is, but it's kind of a big deal. People keep talking about it. As looks like we had a big pass play in the Maryville game. Was somebody paying attention to that? So it was like a Hail Mary punch. Okay, Hail Mary punch for South Park. So Maryville takes over with the lead. That game early in the fourth quarter of that one.
We have a scoring update between Depew and Dunkirk. Depew still up on Dunkirk, but this time it's 28-13 late in the third quarter as Depew restored their 2-score advantage. That's coming from Gregory Larson. Excuse me, Gregory Larson. How about this here? Well, look at the score between Grand Island and Iroquois.
Did not see that coming.
They just started the fourth quarter. Kleitz hoping trying to respond it back. Looked like they might have gotten the catch there, and they
about
did.
8 yards.
Yeah.
About the 8-yard line.
And that's the connection, that QB wide receiver connection that we saw a lot last year. Justice Kleitz over to Skutnik, and you're going to see that a lot more as this season prolongs. But man, 45-6 advantage of Grand Island. Be curious to see, how this game unfolds, watching it fully. And, for anyone who is there at the game or, is watching it, as well, or watched it in its entirety,
I know what Tom Prince would say.
Tom Prince?
You know what Tom Prince would say.
Oh, it's definitely about the line.
Yes.
It's the line. Who won the battle of the trenches?
Throw there incomplete. Let's see. I want to look at Grand Island. They are in A2. So here's some of the other teams in A2. North Tonawanda, Hamburg. They're squaring off right now. McKinley, who we just learned has a lead over Lancaster.
Right.
Williamsville East, who I think still has a 10-point lead over Will South. Last we checked. Amherst, who you just saw. Ken Maurice, who you also saw in Health Sciences. So this A2 could be very fun this year.
Scoring update in Jamestown coming from Frank Wolf. The freshman Alaric Richards, he had that big kick return to start off the game. He gets his first ever varsity touchdown and to go up 38-0. I think we just saw it right here on your screen. Alaric Richards, hope I'm saying that first name correctly. First ever varsity touchdown. That's always a great feeling to have as a young kid on a varsity football roster, getting that nice career milestone.
All right, and looks like incomplete pass on fourth down for Iroquois, so they turn it over on downs inside the 10. Grand Island will take over 45-6 lead as they try to close this one out with 9 minutes to go. Wonder if the second stringers are in for Grand Island, getting some time in early in this season. Wonder what Coach Dean Santorio is doing, but Vikings doing well as we head over up to Niagara to Newfane, and where they're winning 34-7. Looks like Roy Hart Barker has the ball, and they're trying to see if they can get another score up, as it looks like this one has about 6.5 to go in the fourth quarter. Snap. Throws downfield, and that is caught.
That's very close to the end zone.
Oh, it's at the 1
1.5 yard line there. My goodness, phenomenal effort, though, by that receiver, trying to get as close as he can to the end zone.
All right, I'm pulling up the roster right now for Roy Hart. I believe it's Tyson McKay, the quarterback, with the throw. Did you catch the number of the receiver, Jake?
I did not. And I think he might be down as well. Yeah, they got an injury timeout. And I believe that's the receiver that went down, trying to go for that touchdown.
Do we have audio?
Touchdown
from
chance.
Is that what I'm hearing? No. Okay. All right. Still 24-14 Will East. I wonder because I know Newfane has they have a student media sports program. I'm wondering if they were calling the game. All right, South Park got the ball back. Little bubble screen out to the right side. Oh, that's a nice gain. And I think that's going to end up around between the 10 and the 15. So South Park on the doorstep, 8:13 to go. Can they get on the board, a chance to tie and maybe take the lead?
Well, we're definitely gonna have to stay on this one because there looked like to be a goal line chance. Now we haven't watched this game in its entirety, so I know
watched any game in entirety.
No, we have not. That is also
point.
true. But exactly. So we don't know how far or how many times South Park's gotten this close to the end zone because I mentioned earlier that at one point they were at their opponent's 30.
Yeah,
and I didn't
was a
know if
couple
they got
minutes
that
ago.
far.
Yeah.
So as far as we know, this is where we've seen the deepest part of their offense has been, in defensive territory. So, and a big chance for them too. Just over 8 minutes to go, they have a chance to, tie it, possibly take the lead in a game where they've struggled to put points on the board.
Yeah, looks like that was a nice run up the middle. Looks like they got about 3 yards. Looks like 7 minutes left, 7:51 and counting left in this one. So South Park going to take their time with this. No need to rush. The important thing is here they just got to score. They got to get in.
I got a scoring update here. Looks like Jackson scored against St. Francis. Don't know how much time left or what quarter they're in, but St. Francis is up on Jackson still. This time, though, 28-21.
All right, snap, handoff. South Park going up the middle. Looks like that's going to be a short game. I'm going to say 2 yards. That's what my eye says. Here, going to bring up third and about maybe 5 or 6. So big couple plays coming up for the Sparks.
So it looks like they're probably in the third quarter. I did see a post from St. Francis that their second half got started. So they're in the third quarter. They're up 28-21 on Jackson.
All right, third down coming up for South Park before another scoring update. South Park going back in the shotgun right now. Flag goes off. I think it was before the whistle as they sort things out. That scoring update is end of the third quarter. It's Depew, the Wildcats, 28-13 lead over Dunkirk. A game that is a B2 game right now. Depew trying to take an early lead or put themselves atop of that B2 division. As we look at it, we're looking at another. No, that's a cross game. Never mind. As South Park has to move back a little bit for third down. Third down and 10 for the Sparks. Snap. Throw to the right side. Bubble screen. And he's out of bounds after about a 7-yard gain. He's going to set up fourth and about 3 here to go. 6:15. Sparks on the doorstep of a touchdown. Not sure how many chances I don't want to say this is going to decide the game, but I don't know how many more chances South Park is going to have this close to the end zone.
You can see a little bit on the scoreboard. Looks like South Park might have 2 timeouts left. That clock is ticking.
And it looks like they're going to take one.
Yeah, they're going to have to take one. Will East, Will South. Will East is up 24-14. Looked like they were kind of in victory formation. That game had about 43 seconds left. And Will East had the ball on a 3rd and 1 in Will South territory. So it looks like that game might be wrapping up very, very soon.
Yeah, still waiting to figure out what the score is with Hamburg NT. They're having trouble with their scoreboard. If you know out there, send us a message on X, on Facebook, YouTube. I haven't checked the YouTube comments in a while. No YouTube comment. No new ones. Check Facebook. Nothing. Oh, Mario Hall just posted 20-13 Health over Orchard Park. 9 minutes left in the third there.
Quick scoring update between Newfane and Barker Royhart. Barker Royhart scored on Newfane to make it 34-15.
Big run up the middle there for Hamburg. Let's check back in, though, with Maryvale and South Park. Looks like South Park coming out the timeout. 4th and 4 for the Sparks with exactly 6 minutes to go in the game. Down 6-0. Snap. QB rolling to the right, goes backward, trying to finally, he really can't go anywhere. We're seeing multiple flags. We'll see what this means.
Yeah, those penalty markers flew all over the place.
And, of course, we get the spinning death wheel from the game. Has to happen. We'll go back to Hamburg as Bulldogs marching once again.
Open space.
Ooh.
The outside.
22.
Oh, he's in.
Yeah.
So that looked like, what, Hamburg that just scored that touchdown?
22.
That was
you
20.
have their roster.
Yeah, I got it up here I'll take a look at it real quick. But nice job by Hamburg. Once again, not having that scoreboard there. I don't know what the score is for that game, so I do apologize for that.
Yeah, can we go back real quick to Maryvale because they were figuring out
Jeremiah Gandy, the senior, is listed as a running back and defensive back, but it looked like a running play there for him. He gets the touchdown for the Bulldogs.
Okay. So penalty on 4th down was against South Park. South Park didn't even make the first down, so Maryvale is going to take the football. They declined to take the football, and an opportunity here to really close out the game and secure their first win of the season.
Again, look how far away they are. I'm sorry, look how deep they're pinned in their own territory with 5:52 left.
Hey,
the only
one
thing
first
that helps
down at
them
a
out-
time.
Yes, but the one thing that does give them an advantage, though, is South Park only has one timeout left.
I mean, you take it one first down at a time, and you can chew. Maybe you can't chew up the entire 5 minutes, but can you chew up 3? Can you chew up 3.5?
That's what I was thinking.
That'll take a lot. That'll make it really hard for South Park to commit this one. You mentioned only one timeout left, so.
And it looks like they didn't get any positive yardage there. Actually, they moved it, so maybe about 1 yard they got on that play. But like you were saying, Francis, this is a spot where if Maryvale doesn't chew up all the clock, can they chew up 2 to 3 minutes at least? So that way it makes it a challenge for South Park, with 3 or 2 minutes left to go in the game. Maybe they have a timeout, maybe they don't, but they got to go downfield and score.
All right, 2nd and 9 for Maryvale. We'll stay with this for another play. Snap, QB. Dropping back to pass. Oh, he's got a man open. Oh, but it's incomplete. Ball a little bit too far away from the receiver. If it was a little bit closer, that could have been a 6 right there. We head back to our Octobox, see what else is going on.
Not seeing any updates yet. Any scoring updates yet. So it looks like Will East. Yeah, I see it on my laptop as well. Will East, in their matchup against Williamsville South, they pick up the first win of the season by a final score 24-14.
All right, why don't we take why don't we take a short break, Jake? Why don't we do another ad read, then we'll take a short break, and then we'll kind of reassess where we are. We have mentioned we have one game ending. I'm sure more will be soon. I want to see what's going on with Portville and Allegheny Limestone, if that's possible. But Jake, why don't you give us another ad read?
Yeah, absolutely. We want to thank SUNY Cortland from your first steps on campus. You'll find the spirit of Cortland. It's an energy that extends from the classroom to the competition to the community. SUNY Cortland stands out as one of New York's top public universities, a high medium-sized school that offers academic strength across 68 majors, a high quality of student life, and a degree that pays back graduates. Visit www.cortland.edu to schedule a visit today.
Richmond Vana LLC is committed to you. Being involved in a serious accident creates a whirlwind of changes. We know the serious effects of a car accident can be on the victims and their families. At Richmond Vana LLC, we have helped our clients recover over $175 billion. We have the skills and experience needed to handle a full range of car accident claims, including those with multiple parties involved and catastrophic injuries. Call 716-671-4341. Free consultation today, or visit richmondvana.com. All right, we got to go to commercial break. Get ourselves back together. We'll be right back.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics.
For an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs, more information about our Buffalo office is available at logisticsplus.com/Buffalo.
Wing nuts. You still got to go.
Have you guys tried Room 40 yet?
Looking for the perfect spot to throw your next party? Say hello to Room 40, our private event space at both Wingnuts locations. Maybe you got a birthday, a graduation, anniversary, business event, rehearsal dinner, or even a sports banquet. From intimate get-togethers to rowdy celebrations, Room 40 is built to handle it all and fits up to 60 guests. With custom food and drink packages, flexible setups, legendary Wingnuts hospitality, and all the wings you can handle. If you're planning a celebration or get-together in Buffalo, this is where the party's at. Local vibes, zero stress, all fun. Book Room 40 today and throw a party Buffalo won't forget. Hit the link in our bio or visit wingnutsbuffalo.com/room40 to book now.
All right, well,
I'll go if you go to Wingnuts.
Deal. Why do you exercise? To look better? To feel better? To drop a few pounds? To train for an event? To defy age? Or to keep your ability to say yes to the things you love to do? Whatever motivates you, G&G Fitness Equipment is here to get you there. Treadmills, ellipticals, rowers, bikes, home gyms, and accessories. We'll pair you with the right equipment, teach you how to use it, and be there every step of your fitness journey. G&G Fitness. Your goal is our goal.
After an accident, life can be scary, stressful, tricky. You need Richmond Bona to help navigate the process, because getting a life-changing settlement can not only take time, it can take an emotional toll. The team at Richmond Bona provides high levels of support through all the ins and outs, so you get the settlement you need and the new beginning you deserve.
When the unexpected happens, expect Richmond Bona.
Look, Patriot account is not going to close itself. Looks like you're going to be here late again. I need this by morning.
Oh no, not again. My son has a football game tonight.
WNYathletics.com. You can link me later.
WNY Athletics, your home for high school sports.
Yes.
Build your next connection. Earn your next internship. crush your next goal. What will you do next?
Welcome back, everyone, to the Empire State End Zone. My name is Jacob Fyock. Alongside me is Francis Beck. We want to thank some of our sponsors real quick, including 510 Toy Shop and Sports Cards. Buy, sell, trade, 510toyshop.com, or you can visit them in Orchard Park.
Damon University is a private university in Amherst, New York, offering undergraduate and graduate level degrees. We encourage our students to be creative, innovative, and ethically minded leaders for an ever-changing, diverse, and interconnected world. Visit damon.edu to schedule a tour today. Jake, you have some scores.
Yeah, and they're actually the first scoring updates we've heard from these matchups. We'll start off with Cheektowaga. They went final. They took on East Aurora Holland. Cheektowaga won 18-12 in that game. And then Sweet Home, Niagara Wheatfield. We originally had that as one of those games on the Octabox, but couldn't get the live stream for it to work. But Sweet Home up on Niagara Wheatfield, 14-10. They're in the fourth quarter. So Lewiston up. Oh, you said Lewiston won 33? Fine. Okay, so Lewiston goes 1-0 over Albion, 33-14, the final in that one.
All right, looks like Maryvale just scored. 4:31 to go. Yeah, big play for Spartans. Probably just puts that one away. I think I may see an injured Spark on the ground there.
I do apologize. I wasn't looking up on the screen there to see who scored that touchdown, but like Francis just mentioned, 12-0 Maryvale, and that looked like to be the final nail in the coffin for that one.
Back here to Lumber City. Hamburg driving again. Still looking for a score on that one.
I was almost picked off. That looked like number 2 there on the coverage for North Tonawanda. That was Johnny Bertini, the senior, who almost came up with an interception.
Another update, St. Francis scoring again. Buttles scrambles for the score. Extra point, no good. Red Raiders up 34-21 over Jackson. All right, Grand Island 46-14. That's a final over Iroquois. Vikings get their first win of the season. 46-14, right, Jackson? Okay.
Well, that was.
Oh
no. He's so St. Francis Jackson. That score was 34-21.
I knew that was going to happen when we kept saying Jackson. We're going to think that's a kid or like that's the person, not a school.
Oh, I thought the confusion was he said Francis twice, ergo I mean Francis St. Francis.
Oh,
that's what
he was asking me. Never mind.
Yeah, it's okay.
There was some combination of that. We're back at Jamestown right now, 38-7. Red and green lead. This one with 5:05 to go. Jamestown on its way to its first win of the year. What was that? All right, West Seneca West 43-6 winners over Frontier. Yes, that's going to be a big one. We're hearing a lot of good things coming out of West Seneca West. Some of the players they have. So it looks like they are off to a good start this year. I think we'll be hearing a lot more from them this year.
This one was, curious to see where this stands in the fourth quarter. No score update, but Health Science is still up on Orchard Park, 20-13. They had just over 11 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter, and I saw that post from, I think it was Orchard Park's account as of 8 minutes ago.
Trying to update for more scores. If you have scores, send us in. Tag us on X. Send it to us in our YouTube chat if you're watching on there. If you have any scores, comment on our Facebook right now or send us a message. Let me see if there's any messages coming through. Trying to keep track of all this going on. Games tomorrow, we have Scranton Prep at Canisius. That'll be on Western New York Athletics. And then on NFHS Network is going to be Pioneer Lackawanna. And then earlier in the day, we're going to be doing the Stadium Series game, the first ever outdoor boys volleyball game. And then the first, I think, is the second ever girls game in the state, back-to-back, Frontier versus Hamburg. That's going to be really cool. So either you can watch it with us, or even if you want to go there, I think it's maybe like $5-10 for admission there. That's going to be pretty special. Tim's going to be there. I'll be there for it. So that'll be a lot of fun. Hitting the 9:20 mark. So I think how is the Willie's game should be wrapping up soon, right?
But yeah, that one ended.
That one ended.
Yeah, that one ended. Willie's won 24-14 in that one.
We should be getting a call from our good friend Timmy Morozek, who was on color for that one. He's going to give us a live post-game report right here on the Empire State End Zone. So we need for that. Carson Fyock will also be giving us a live report from Jamestown on their big win over Williamsville North. Let's see, anything else going on in the Octo Box? We've been on. They're all okay. Okay, so South Park driving again, down 2 scores, but 3:50 to go. Non-possible to come back. Let's stick with the Sparks for a little bit, see what they can do. Snap on second and long. Pass, left side, into the end zone. Oh, I thought he had that for a second. He dropped it. Nice play by the defender to knock that one down, but I think it was in the hands of the receiver there.
Yeah, it definitely looked like it, but great job on the one-on-one ball there to try to, deflect that pass and make sure it fell incomplete. And I want to say that is Sidney Kyle, number 2 for Maryville. He's the guy I mentioned earlier on this broadcast being one of those key returners on the Maryville secondary. Looks like to be either a number 2 or a number 8.
All right, third down right now for the Sparks. Third and long. Snap. Looks, throws, same place. That one. Oh, I think that one was caught. Yes, it was. Oh, what a great play. You saw it right in the corner of your screen. Receiver coming down with that one. Although I am seeing some dirty laundry at 3. I don't know if that's going to be a live ball or a dead ball foul. But I did see some Maryville clapping, which leads me to believe that maybe it's against the Sparks. So the way they're moving says otherwise. We'll see how they decide to adjudicate this.
And then one of the key returners on the South Park team, that was Julius Jackson that made the grab. But unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on the Sparks. So they gained some yardage. And
they get a first down. And I think because it's dead ball, so it's a first down. So it's
right.
First and 10. But not something you want to be doing when you're down 2 touchdowns with 3.5 minutes to go is celebrate excessively. But oh, wow.
We have a score of that one? So Medina up 14-0.
I don't know if that's a live score. Do we want to double check to make sure? Okay. All right. Okay. So that one is in. Okay. So that game's running a little late, but that's okay. But that one's kind of close, to be honest. Especially Silver Creek, with 2 wins last year, taking on Medina, who has been, on either at the stadium or on the doorstep of the stadium. All the guys we mentioned earlier coming back with Christian Moss and Woodworth. So good job by the Black Knights kind of staying in this one.
Do have an update here. End of the third quarter. St. Francis up on Jackson, 34-21. No, I got her here real quick. Still 34-21, but they ended the third quarter.
I want to know what's going on there. You said the Portville game still isn't working. I don't know why. I didn't think that was going to bug me so much, but it is. I want to know what's going on in that game. I also want to know, we did hear a little bit that McKinley was leading by 2 scores over Lancaster in the third quarter. Hopefully we get another update soon.
Game just went final. Jamestown starts out the season 1-0 with a big dominant victory over Williamsville North. Final score 38-7.
38-7. Carson Hayek, Norm Rodriguez on the call, so we'll be getting a post-game report from them soon as well. They'll also be putting up post-game interviews, hopefully, on our social media tonight, tomorrow morning. You saw the West Seneca East one I did last night, surprisingly went viral. I didn't think it was going to go that viral, but all of a sudden I looked at it I don't know, bigger than over 10,000 views on Instagram. It was like 11. It was like 11-2. I was surprised too. It wasn't until Tom said something. What would you call? I mean, I just more mean for like what we get.
Scoring update between St. Francis and Jackson. Jackson just cut down the lead to 6. St. Francis is up 34-28.
All right. Well, you just got the call for Tim Rozek. So we're going to get him on in just a few moments. He was, of course, at that Will East, Will South game. We're going to get him hooked in just a moment as we watch Medina and Silver Creek right now, 14-0, early third quarter. We're going to plug in Tim Rozek and plugging him in. Might have to hit the dial because we have to call him back. But hey, Tim, we have you live right now on the Empire State EndZone, first ever caller on the show. You did that fantastic Will East, Will South game. Tim, how you doing?
Doing great. What a game it was. What a way to start the season for Will East. They had a senior-laden team.
We're working on audio with Tim. Again, this is our first time doing this, folks. So, Tim, if you're talking right now, we can't hear you, but I think that's on our end, so we're working on it.
Can you hear me now?
Tim Gardner right now is working on it right now. We did have this going earlier, but Tim was at that Will East, Will South game, and we saw a lot of big plays, especially in that end of the first half, early in the second half from Will East. They had that field goal late in the third quarter, which did it for them, which also helped them out. So let's try unplugging. Tim, can you hear? Let's see if we can hear Tim at all. Let me put him on speaker. Now
there we go.
If I put him by the mic, will that work? All right. Hey, Tim, so obviously you mentioned you were at you were calling the Will East, Will South game with Mark Johnson. We were checking in periodically, but give us the Cliff Note version of the full 48 minutes. Did I do that math right? 48 minutes of the game, Tim.
For pretty much most of the game, and what I was most impressed with was that you hear about the seniors they have on their team, over 30 seniors, and those seniors stepped up. Guys like Patrick Horsman, Kyer Smith, and then of course you have a junior quarterback, Anthony Martis, who showed a lot of poise for his first start at the varsity level. He had a huge game go-ahead touchdown to end the second quarter, late in the second quarter, to put them up 14-7. But as far as Will East, their defense really stood tall the entire game. They did not allow much passing. They contained Amir Caesar very well. Caesar still probably had over 100 yards, but as far as making any big runs, they didn't allow too many big plays. What I found interesting as well was the Williamsville East offense. They ran a lot of play action, a lot of good fakes, a lot of misdirection that was very well executed. And as far as South, on the flip side, I thought some of their trick plays or play action plays may have taken a little longer to develop, and they weren't able to get the passing game going as well as much as the East Flames were. But tremendous start for East. You mentioned, I noticed while I was listening in, also a big field goal by number 19, Jack Landreth.
Mm-hmm.
He had about a 31-yard field goal. I asked him post game what his longest kick was so far, and he said he was hitting from 50 today. And basically, they told him he probably was making them from 55. Of course, he had a little bit of wind to his back, but to have that extra addition on your team, that extra threat to be able to kick field goals will no doubt help the Flames down the stretch.
You know, Tim, we tuned in the end of the first half when we saw Willie's got a sack, sort of really the end of the half. Can you kind of just walk us through, maybe the last minute? It looked like because Willie's had scored just before then, and then the defense coming up with the sack to end it. How much momentum do you think that gave Willie's going into halftime?
Well, especially with Willie's getting the ball to start the second half, that was huge. It did seem like the clock was slipping away from the Billies. They were a little bit around midfield with a chance to possibly put some points on the board to end the first half. But the Will East defense, I believe it's 8 returning starters on defense, and it was apparent. You had guys that were just all over the ball. Number 20, Jacoby Chambers is a guy that stood out. Number 45, Gavin Parrish, all over the field. Number 44, Connor Korsman. Number 40, Ryan Garrett. These are guys that were jumping all over the ball and flying to the ball. Kyrie Smith. The Smith brothers were definitely on point tonight. But, to end that first half, back to your question, that was huge. The Billies did get a stop to start the second half, but they just could not get the offense going, and it goes back to that Will East defense being sound, holding them to 14 points tonight.
Tim, Jacob Fyock here, along with Francis Beck. Great to hear you again, man. Glad you're still, with us, on the broadcast for these games. I really wanted to talk to you about Kyer Smith. He's one of the senior guys on the senior heavy presence. I heard from, one of our colleagues, Tim Gardner, that this is his only second year of playing organized football, and he looked very good. We saw the one drive where it was just 2 plays and it was all him, and it resulted in about like a 61-yard rushing touchdown. What else did you see from Kyer Smith that really helped set the tone and be a dominant factor?
Well, I see that, I had a chance to interview him, and that will be on the Western New York Athletics Twitter feed, I believe. Post-game interview was with Kyer Smith. Just a great young man, and I did not know that this is only his second year playing. I did know that he didn't really have much of an impact in the backfield last year, but on top of his rushing yards, 2 other things impressed me was the ability to make plays while he was met by the defensive line and just be able to get through the teeth of that front line and chuck hard yardage. The first half, he might have had about a little over 30 yards rushing, but they were all mostly positive plays, 3 yards here, 4 yards there. He was just really consistent. He held on to the ball well. And as far as the play at the end where the quarterback had a few mishaps with the snap in the last portion of the game, late in the third and a few times in the fourth quarter, Kyer Smith had a play where he protected the ball. They lost about 20 yards on the play, but it could have been a turnover, and it could have changed the momentum big time. But he showed good poise there as well, and he's a God-fearing young man who was a really great interview afterwards, and you could see he's a joy to be around, and the excitement is certainly at a high right now for the Flames.
Tim, before we let you go, I want to talk about the team on the other side, Williamsville South. They were in this game for most of it. They played a hard-fought game. They play Pioneer next week. What is something that the Pioneer Panthers are going to have to pay attention to? What are they going to see on film from this game in week 1?
You know what? They have a really good defense that, they attack the ball. They have some really great plays by number 71, Ben Zemanowski. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. I should get it being Polish, but he's one of the team captains. And then you also had number 56, the linebacker, Alex York, on defense. defense. Those guys really get after the ball. They're going to have to key on those guys. And then, of course, Amir Caesar and then Philip Ganji. He converted a lot of fourth down short yardage plays down the stretch, and he was consistent with the ball, just a junior. But as far as, what Pioneer is going to be looking at is, stopping Amir Caesar first and foremost. That was what East was able to, you can't stop him, but you can try to contain him type of thing. And that's what East did tonight. So Pioneer, same thing. And for Will South, they go Pioneer, and then the following week it's South Park. So quite a first 3 weeks for Joe Licata and company.
All right. Well, Tim, thank you very much for joining us. You guys did a great job tonight, and we look forward to your interviews later, probably either tonight or tomorrow morning on Western New York Athletics.
Great to be back with you guys and have a great show, and looking forward to watching all the games this year, and certainly an exciting first week of games this weekend, and appreciate all you do.
All right. Thank you, Tim. That's Tim Rozek. He was on color tonight for that Will East, Will South, giving his post-game recap. Jake.
I just had a game that just went final. Salamanca, I believe they were on the road against Olean. They pick up the win 19-13.
All right, close one out in Olean. On that note, we just finished our first ever call-in on the Empire State End Zone, and I think we should take a break as we pass 9:30. We have about a little bit, maybe 25 minutes more to go as we wrap up week 1, Friday night of the 2025 season. This is the Empire State End Zone.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA, with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics.
For an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs. More information about our Buffalo office is available at logisticsplus.com/Buffalo.
After an accident, life can be scary, stressful, tricky. You need Richmond Bona to help navigate the process, because getting a life-changing settlement can not only take time, it can take an emotional toll. The team at Richmond Bona provides high levels of support through all the ins and outs, so you get the settlement you need and the new beginning you deserve.
When the unexpected happens, expect Richmond Bona.
Why do you exercise? To look better? To feel better? To drop a few pounds? To train for an event? To defy age? Or to keep your ability to say yes to the things you love to do? Whatever motivates you, G&G Fitness Equipment is here to get you there. Treadmills, ellipticals, rowers, bikes, home gyms, and accessories. We'll pair you with the right equipment, teach you how to use it, and be there every step of your fitness journey. G&G Fitness. Your goal is our goal.
Build your next connection. Earn your next internship. Crush your next goal. What will you do next?
Wing nuts. You still got to go.
Have you guys tried Room 40 yet?
Looking for the perfect spot to throw your next party? Say hello to Room 40, our private event space at both Wingnuts locations. Maybe you got a birthday, a graduation, anniversary, business event, rehearsal dinner, or even a sports banquet. From intimate get-togethers to rowdy celebrations, Room 40 is built to handle it all and fits up to 60 guests, with custom food and drink packages, flexible setups, legendary Wingnuts hospitality, and all the wings you can handle. If you're planning a celebration or get-together in Buffalo, this is where the party's at. Local vibes, zero stress, all fun. Book Room 40 today and throw a party Buffalo won't forget. Hit the link in our bio or visit wingnutsbuffalo.com/room40 to book now.
All right, well,
I'll go if you go to Wingnuts. Deal.
right, welcome back. Empire State End Zone. About 20 minutes left to go. We want to end at around 5. We'll see how the night goes. We're expecting to have Carson Hayek calling in soon for a recap of that Jamestown game.
Yeah, he might be doing some post-game interviews right now, if not just wrapping those up. But we do have some games that went final here. At least the one that I saw. The battle between Depew and Dunkirk. Depew won the battle 28-21. And then St. Francis against Jackson. They're still battling in the fourth quarter, but St. Francis extended their lead to up 14 now. So they're up 42-28.
Yeah, still waiting on scores. We might have heard something from the McKinley update, but we're not sure.
Oh, yeah.
How much is left in that? We heard it 22-14.
Yeah,
Max,
so
we didn't get a time, though, how much left in the game. So we don't know if that's final. We don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, so if anyone's just wondering right now, as far as we know with McKinley, they're up 22-14. We don't know if they're still playing or if that game went final.
Well, we have another scoring update. Jackson scored again to cut the Red Raiders' lead to 7:42-35 for St. Francis.
Wow, that was a deep pass. Seeing right here on the St. Francis account. Ensuing possession after St. Francis went up by 14, it was a deep pass on the first play of that drive, and they took it for 6, got the extra point, and they've made it a one-score lead again for St. Francis. Curious to see, though, how much time's left in that game, too.
Yeah, no, it's certainly for sure. And we were trying to look up to see if they have a stream. We couldn't find it. We do have an update. Gowanda has defeated Akron 33-20. That's coming from the Gowanda Athletics account. So the Panthers start their year off with a win. Just trying to go through Twitter right now, see if there's any scores going on. I think the games we were all following have pretty much wrapped up, so that's why we haven't pulled up any feeds. So it looked like Maryville was going to take the win there over South Park. They move to 1-0. Trying to see if we can get any more updates right now. Do we have our scoreboard page up to date right now, or we need to still work on that? Okay. Why don't we take that up, take a look at that. Cheektowaga over Easter Holland, 18-12. We might see another update any second now.
Yeah, but I want to, just take a moment to look at that score. We had about 3 or 4 games that didn't have a score. There's a lot of football games that happened tonight, Francis, and we were fortunate enough to take a look and update this the best that we can. So it's incredible, how many games we haven't seen yet that has a score yet, whether it went final or not. But this is why it's always so important just to let us know, because we're only 4 games away from having all scores of a plethora of games that happen throughout Section 6. It's very incredible, that we're able to give this to you and, just give you updates, as the night goes along. But you see it there, only 4 games that we've missed so far. So if you're ever out there, just let us know what the score of those games are. We're happy, to take a look at it, and just see what the updates are for those games.
All right. Waiting. Still, I want to get another update on that Sweet Home Niagara Wheatfield game. It was close. Sweet Home was up 14-10 last we heard. So we're waiting to hear on that. A bunch of finals right now. A lot of finals, especially in the left side. Cheektowaga, we mentioned 18-12. Eden North Collins, they get a tight win over Lakeshore, 26-21. Let's see. Other ones, West Seneca West, 45-15 over Frontier. Will East, we just talked to Tim Morozek, 24-14. Or did they score again? Was that right? Over Will South. The Will East score, didn't they score again, or is it 24-14? Did I make up a touchdown?
No, it's 24-14.
Okay, I made up something. That's okay. Maryville, 14-0 over South Park. Salamanca, 19-13 over Olean. Lewiston Porter starting off the year with a win, 33-14 over Albion. Newfane, 34-15 over Royhart Barker.
And I'm not seeing anything on Twitter yet of Sweet Home and Niagara Wheatfield.
Oh, we did get a final. Portville wins 49-8 over Allegheny Limestone Hinsdale. But it sounded like that was close for at least a while. So Allegheny Limestone, the Gators doing a good job against the Panthers. Grand Island 45-14 over Iroquois. Last we heard Brockton up 43-0 over Tonawanda. Going to get Coach Ty Harper his first win with that program. Depew wins by a touchdown over Dunkirk. And then still waiting on final scores. Health Sciences 20-13 was leading Orchard Park. And then a game we're following pretty closely. High scoring affair. St. Francis out of town against Jackson 42-35. Jake?
Here we go here. Sweet Home seals the deal with going 1-0 on the season to start off the year in a close battle against Niagara Wheatfield, 14-12.
So, Jake, can we pull up the scoreboard? We're still working on it. We got some more. Oh, that's right. We got to put those in. But, Jake, when we pull that scoreboard back up, I want to ask you, what's the game that surprises you the most?
Well, I don't even think in this case we have to, in a way, really show it. But, I mean, I know we talked about Grand Island Iroquois a lot. Shocked to see, that point differential that happened in that contest. But as these other games go along, I mean, I'm impressed with Dunkirk against Depew, making that a one-score battle. Very good game there. We don't know anything yet from Health Sciences in Orchard Park, but still, you're going up against a double-A school. That's always going to be a tough challenge. Right now, all we know is that they're up by one score, so that's impressive of itself. Olean battling it well with Salamanca, making that a close game. Maryvale coming up with a shutout victory over South Park.
I want to know what's going on at El High. I want to know.
Oh, the McKinley-Lancaster one? Yeah, I want to know what's going to happen there as well. But other than that, I'm not really seeing anything really different, Francis, other than that Grand Island Iroquois blowout victory for the Vikings. Again, I mentioned with Health Sciences, they made that a close game. But other than that, Francis, everything feels like, score-wise, it's gone, what we somewhat would have foreseen before this, week one got started.
And again, week one, high school sports are cyclical. So a lot of, stars graduate and new guys come in. And we don't know who those new guys are yet. We didn't know yet. We're going to learn probably maybe by, tomorrow or the next few days, we're going to really see these week one performances, who put up great stats. We're seeing scores right now, so we know where to look, but we don't necessarily know what the names are. But we'll find out pretty soon who will be the next guys who we're going to talk about as Connolly Cup contenders. We know the guys who came into the season, the Elijah Kimballs, the guys from St. Francis, Jay Sponsa. We already knew they were in the conversation. They already were there, but who's now going to put themselves in the conversation? Now, that's going to be interesting. That's what we're going to find out over the next few days. But, yeah. We're still waiting on Carson from the Jamestown game to try to call us in the next couple minutes before we wrap up. We're going to wrap things up around 10 here, as really the games have wrapped up. We're really just waiting on scores. All these games are probably over. It's just a matter of sending us in those final scores. But yeah, great night of Western high school football. Not a ton of close games, but a few. And
yeah, we had
expected blowouts. That's kind of what happens in these first couple weeks. Is usually you have a team who's really ready to play, and sometimes you have a team that, they don't quite have their legs under them. You have Iroquois. That's kind of a long bus trip up to Grand Island. You wonder if that was a factor at all for them. Not to say that's the only factor, not using an excuse, but, it's high school kids. The fact is they're high school kids. Their nerves, especially if they're younger. But, yeah.
But you also had those type of games on tonight's schedule where you had opponents just going up against, higher up, classes just to see not only where they're at as the start of the season, but, kind of create understanding, this is where we're at right now, what we need to do to get better. And then you have other instances like health sciences who, we mentioned a couple times, they were a Class B school last year. They move up to Class A. They take on Orchard Park from Class AA, and they've made it a really good battle. I mean, we obviously don't have an update yet, but last time we checked, they're up 20-13 on Orchard Park. But even still, though, I mean, we get those type of matchups in week one, and either puts it in a very good space where guys get a lot of momentum, or you get kind of those results where it's kind of where reality hits you immediately and tells you, we're not where we're at right now, but as the season goes along, you got to, we hope to progress and get better.
All right, we'll take a quick look at the Saturday schedule for tomorrow. 6 games on the docket in Section 6. Franklinville, Elginville at CSP, whose former coach just got a big win tonight in his new program. Pioneer at Lackawanna, which is going to be on FHS Network.
Oh, hang on a second here, Francis. We got a big one here. Health Sciences blows out Orchard Park 40-13.
Wow. I knew there was a good chance that Health could win. I wasn't expecting a blowout.
This is coming from Bobby on Twitter here.
Oh, yeah, Westside Bobby.
Yeah, Westside Bobby. Kayvon Pitts had about 90 yards and 1 touchdown. Kevin Guy, this is from Health Sciences, by the way. Kayvon Pitts, 90 yards with 1 touchdown. Kevin Guy, 85 yards, 2 touchdowns. And again, kind of like that Grand Island Iroquois game, they obviously had a good chance to win. But to see them do it like that in a 27-point victory, that's a game right there where, again, you're going up against a higher class from, I believe they're A2 to AA, and where you were last year in Class B. That's a big momentum. Confidence for Health Sciences.
They said, hey,
where they're at.
We took care of we can battle with a AA team. We actually did pretty well against a AA team. Okay, A2 is going to be good. So remember the last time they were in A, they struggled a bit. Now, I think part of that was they had lost some guys and hadn't quite recouped the talent yet. I think that's what hurt them. But I think that still lingers in the bit of Ty Parker's mind a little bit. Now that they take on a AA opponent and they really show themselves as a team that can compete, and A2 is going to be a dogfight.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll see, how that division shakes up as the weeks go by. But to your point, you were just mentioning, about a minute ago, those games that we have coming up this Saturday.
Yeah, so 6 games on the dock, or 7 games on the docket total. Franklinville, Elginville at CSP, Pioneer, Lackawanna, Frewsburg at Cleve Hill, Southwestern Frewsburg at Cleve Hill, Ken West and Lockport, and then Bennett, Niagara Falls. And then on Western New York Athletics, we're going to have Scranton Prep at Canisius. Jake is going to be on the call with Tom Prince tomorrow on Pioneer Lackawanna.
Yeah, and that should be a very fun game. A lot of holes from both teams that they have to make up. Whether on Pioneer, it's mainly been on the offensive side, and as for Lackawanna, it's on the defensive line. But I'm going to have Tom Prince, so that's going to be the number one thing he's going to look at. What does the line look like for both those teams? And whoever's able to battle it out early on and get those early trench victories is really going to set the tone in that game.
All right. Why don't we take a very short break and give another shot, see if we can get that McKinley Lancaster score, and then we'll close things out for tonight on the first ever Empire State EndZone.
Why do you exercise? To look better? To feel better? To drop a few pounds? To train for an event? To defy age? Or to keep your ability to say yes to the things you love to do? Whatever motivates you, G&G Fitness Equipment is here to get you there. Treadmills, ellipticals, rowers, bikes, home gyms, and accessories. We'll pair you with the right equipment, teach you how to use it, and be there every step of your fitness journey. G&G Fitness. Your goal is our goal.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics.
For an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs, more information about our Buffalo office is available at logisticsplus.com/Buffalo.
Explore your next idea. Blaze new trails. Imagine new ways to do things. What will you do next?
Welcome back, everyone, to the Empire State End Zone. My name is Jacob Fyock. Alongside me is Francis Beck. And Francis, long night we've had here so far. Thank you to everyone who has been tuning in to this broadcast so far, as we have tried to go through several games throughout the evening, giving you as many scoring updates as we can throughout the night. I know before we just went to break, we had the big one with Health Sciences picking up that big win over Orchard Park, 40-13. But we also want to thank our sponsors as well, including Pathfinder College Planning, expert guidance for college planning success. At Pathfinder College Planning, we specialize in providing personalized college planning services tailored to meet your unique needs. Our experienced consultants offered expert advice to help you navigate the complex college admissions process with confidence. You can call them at 716-473-1557 or visit pathfindercollegeplanning.com.
Logistics Plus of Buffalo for all your transportation needs, full truckload, LTL, dedicated, and drop trailer moves. Logistics Plus Buffalo is a one-stop shop. Email buffalo@logisticsplus.com for your next shipment or warehouse needs.
And then the mental match with Sam Recco, monthly session and safe space for Western New York student athletes in middle school, high school, and college to talk openly about performance anxiety, depression, and not reaching potential or standards, and the mental stress that comes with sports and life. You can visit them on Facebook to learn more about their meeting schedule.
G&G Fitness Equipment is a full-service provider of specialty home and commercial fitness equipment. Since 1990, the G&G Fitness companies have evolved into one of the premier sources of fitness studios solutions in the United States. Locations in Syracuse, Rochester, and right here in Buffalo. Visit livefit.com.
And then our sponsors, we also want to congratulate and thank as well Canisius High School in Buffalo, St. Joseph's Collegiate Institute, also in Buffalo, and then St. Francis High School in Athol Springs, New York.
Wingnuts Buffalo, located near the Buffalo Airport at 4600 Genesee Street. Dine in or order for takeout. Open Monday through Sunday, 11 to 10. Visit wingnutsbuffalo.com. Dana, we have 2 minutes left. Let's pull it up one last time. The Empire State End Zone scoreboard. We gotta find a sponsor for them.
I was actually just going to mention. I just saw it on Twitter. Red Raiders got the fourth down stop with just over a minute to go. This is from the St. Francis High School Athletics Twitter account, St. Francis in victory formation. And with that would be a 40, let me see if I have this correct. Yeah, 42-35 victory. So obviously we do have to, it's actually updated right now. So 42-35 is the final score. St. Francis on the road, by the way, coming up with a big one-score victory.
All right, let's run through these real quick before we go. East Aurora Holland falls to Cheektowaga 18-12. We have Eden North Collins 26-21 over Lakeshore. We're still waiting on a final score from Lancaster McKinley. Maybe we'll get one in the next 60 seconds. West Seneca West 45-15 over Frontier. Sweet Home pulls up a win 14-12 over Niagara Wakefield. Williamsville East beating their rivals 24-14. Maryvale shuts out South Park 14-0. Salamanca 19-13 winners over Olean. Newport goes 1-0, 33-14 over Albion, and Newfane 34-15 over Roy Hart Barker. You want to take the other side, Jake?
Yeah, Jamestown coming up with a big win at home, 38-7. Clarence Hutch Tech, we don't have a score from that one, but Medina on the road, long ride for them actually, all the way from Medina to Silver Creek. They pick up the road victory, 14-0. Fredonia edges out Springville, 18-6. Portville getting a dominant 1-0 start in the season, beating Allegheny Limestone Hinsdale 49-8. Grand Island with another dominant victory as well over Iroquois, 45-14. Falconer, Cassadaga Valley, Maple Grove against Randolph, no score there. And then Cat Little Valley against JFK, again, no score there. But the debut for head coach Ty Harper, Chautauqua Lake Westfield Brockton, his first game as head coach for that team. They pick up a 43-0 victory over Tonawanda. Depew with a big battle against Dunkirk. They edged them out 28-21. Health Sciences with a big victory over Orchard Park, 40-13. And then we just mentioned St. Francis. That game went final on the road against Jackson, 42-35.
I don't know if we can. I just did see it. A post on our YouTube. Somebody commented that Lancaster and McKinley are in overtime right now.
Oh, okay.
Give me 30 seconds here. I might be able to find to see if they have it posted anywhere.
Yeah, I saw that in the comment section too on YouTube. Lancaster, McKinley, and OT. That's actually our only game so far that's went to overtime so far this week.
Yeah, first one. Let's see. We're gonna make this. Okay, I'm clicking on this thing. Hopefully, I don't get a virus. All right, that link is not. That's not going anywhere. But apparently that game is in OT. So we're gonna wrap things up then, because I'm not seeing any more updates. Unfortunately, are you checking Twitter right now?
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything on Twitter at all.
Okay, so I think we're gonna wrap it up there on a cliffhanger. Hopefully, if someone out there knows the final score, send it in to us, because I won't be able to sleep tonight until I find that out. And I have to be up at 5:30 tomorrow. No, I have to go to work. Yeah, I have to. I have to have a job. I have to work weekends. We're not going to talk about that. But yeah. All right, we're way past time right now. So, Jake, why don't you wrap us up?
Yeah, first of all, we just want to say, thank you guys for tuning in. I mean, we saw the numbers through all three of the platforms, especially up on Twitter. So we can't thank you guys enough for tuning into this debut of the Empire State EndZone. This has meant a lot to us. This is something that we've been trying to do for a while, trying to bring back. So we're happy that you guys were able to tune into this one, take a look at all the scores and all the games. And do we get one more final score? All right, Francis, end it off. How did this game go final?
All right. From our very own Russ Battaglia.
There we go. Good old Russ Battaglia. Love it.
Just ended in overtime. It is the Lancaster Legends winning 29-28.
Wow. 1 point victory there, Lancaster. Edging out McKinley to get that opening season victory. Shout out to Russ Battaglia. Love it. Absolutely love it.
Squeezing it in before we burn the midnight oil. I don't have anything else to say. I think that's the perfect way to end it.
And if you just tuned in, there you go.
And you can go back and watch it.
No, we did get, I think, at least 4 scores that didn't come in, but that's one of the big games of this week that we were hoping to see what would turn out. And, for anyone who tuned into that game or got to see it in person, what a game to watch in that one. Overtime victory there for Lancaster. That's what this show's all about. You never know when some of these scores are going to come in, but Lancaster picking that victory up 29-28 over McKinley. And Francis, I don't know if you have anything else to say real quick, but this was definitely a fun debut for Empire State EndZone.
Yeah, that was fun. We learned a lot tonight. I didn't think we would talk that much in pregame, but I was totally prepared that we repeat ourselves like 3 times in the first 45 minutes. Did not have to do that. So we're going to go back to the drawing board, readjust a little bit, work on some things, and hopefully we'll be better when we come back next week, and then it'll be a well-oiled machine by week 7 and 8.
Yeah, absolutely. And, just a fun night to be a part of this as well. We want to thank you guys also once again for tuning into this broadcast. My name is Jacob Fyock.
I want to thank also
is
Dana
Francis Beck.
and-
What do you think I was going to get to next?
Okay.
Evan Tringali, Tim Gardner, Dana Gunther. Always appreciate you guys to help us all out here for this long broadcast tonight. He's Francis Beck. My name is Jacob Fyock. Thank you guys once again for tuning in. We'll see you all next week here on the Empire State EndZone.